Welcome back, my friends. We're moving on into episode 19 of our Factorio SpaceAge series, where in today's episode we're finally going to be getting blue circuits as well as concrete made. So I think for the blue circuits, I'm going to be placing down a blueprint probably in this lower area here since we have plenty of room, but also because it's conveniently close enough to the new iron output line that I have over here from one of our new smelters from last episode. So I was trying to figure out how do I squeeze in the new output lines of the plate that I have basically in these like 2 width worth of tiles that would feed into the main bus, and the solution is we don't. We're just going to have it directly feed into the factories that it needs to. So that's the easiest solution in my opinion, which means we can go ahead and just start to carry this on somewhere over here. And we might need a red underground belt, yep, to bypass that. Not a problem. And as far as where the blue circuit build will go, let's figure that out real quick. And I do have a blueprint already in mind, if I can find it. Actually, I have a couple blueprints technically. Some are more expensive than others. But one thing I like about a lot of my blue circuit builds is that they are basically from base materials to more advanced materials. So for this example, it goes from copper wire to red circuits and green circuits straight into blue circuit assemblers. This one, I don't think the ratio is correct, meaning there's way too many blue circuit assemblers. I want to say I use this in my no spoon run. This one is, I believe, more ratio correct, but it does require blue underground belt, and I'm not sure if we can get away with not using it. We might be able to if we belt braid. So I feel like I am up for that challenge. So let's do that instead. We'll use this one and plop it down. Although let me take a look and see where our inputs are. So we'll be having, I think, copper plate come on here. So I wish I had done a better job of labeling the products that are going onto the lines here. I know that we need copper plate coming in from where these boxes are designated on this line here. I'm assuming it's iron plate coming in on this line, and then maybe plastic with this. I'm actually not sure. So let's just plop it down and we'll find out once we start to build the blueprint. So let's grab that guy. We can do, I think, keep it in this orientation here. So let's plop it down, I think, right here. The bots will take care of getting rid of the trees and putting in some of the basic things, the assemblers, the belt, stuff like that. But I will have to worry about filling in some of the stuff that we're going to be replacing with belt braiding in this line over here. So I will wait until it gets a little bit more built in by the bots, and then we'll start to play with that and start to connect up the resources and then start to turn it on. And quite a longer time than expected later, the blue circuit blueprint is nearly built. It is missing red underground belts and some other things that are not getting automated in the base, but that is where my job comes in, because one of the things not getting automated are blue underground belts. And so that does require belt braiding in its place. So in order to do that, what I think I want to do is give myself a little bit more room by getting rid of these substations. We can always replace those with power poles later on. And then let's see if I can also buy myself a little bit more room by combining these inserters to be a little bit closer to each other. So something like that. And so that means, actually let's combine those two. Like that. We can have yellow go like that. And then we'll have a red underground belt squeeze there. That should work. In fact, we have a little bit of room left over. And I should actually request some red belt on me as well. Let's do 100. But in the meantime, we can ghost what I don't have on me. So I think that will go like that. Did I do it? Yep, basically means half goes this way, half goes the other way, I think. don't have to do it on that side, I don't think. But now we can just basically duplicate this from here on out. In fact, I should also blueprint those inserters too. And then we'll need to give it power, of course, and then start to fill in all of the missing pieces. Now that they're filling in the rest of those blueprints, the next thing we can do is start filling in power. Power joined up. Now let's fill in the iron plate. And I do believe iron plate is going to go into this line here. And we'll actually probably need more than one fully compressed iron plate belt. In fact, I almost wonder if this should be a red belt line, but we can always upgrade that later. And we can always improve the smelting capacity with the steel furnaces or electric furnaces eventually. But hopefully we'll start to see this stuff getting turned on. Oh, nope. I've already screwed up. This needs to be copper. So let's suck that up. And that is why we test everything first. So I lied. Iron comes in from this line. So there's iron that will start to join up with the rest of the belts down the line. Let's fill it in that Reddit Underground belt. And it started to get fed into the green circuit assemblers, I think. Although some of it's not making its way down here because that was still missing a belt as well. So that means we are missing the copper plate. So copper plate should be coming from this line. That is one thing I haven't improved smelting yet. So we will need to figure out how we bring a copper plate line down. I think what we'll do is plan on squeezing this in somehow. I think we'll need a red underground belt to fit underneath my storage boxes here, but thankfully it just barely fits. And it will just join up underground like this. We also need one more copper line to come from this angle. Since I don't have another copper line from our main bus or from like anywhere up here for that matter, we'll plan on putting in another copper smelter here soon. But for now, as a placeholder, we'll grab it from the main bus. So just as a placeholder, even though I definitely don't have the production to support it, we'll grab the additional bit of copper from the main bus, and then we'll fill in an additional smelter later on. So we'll have copper split off just like that. And down here, fill in what I can of the underground belts. Like that. So we'll start to see these assemblers getting turned on here any minute as well. So that's working. It gets made into copper wire. That gets fed over here. And I believe the last thing we're missing is the plastic and the acid. So as far as the plastic is concerned, plastic I think gets into this line here and shares it with the copper wire. So we will branch it off from this line up here from the main bus. And we can have it go like that. Whoops. Add in some extra underground belts because the bus is just a little bit too tight. And there we go. Bypass the main bus there. And we do only need plastic on the one side, so to fix that, I'm just going to put in a line there. So that means copper wire will just go on the left, plastic just on the right. And then we can split off into the additional lines over here, but I do want to just make sure this works first before I go ahead and finish everything. Looks like it is. It's just missing the iron plate for these assemblers. And why is that? Oh, because I'm missing an underground belt. Let's make sure it gets all the way to the end and everything starts to turn on. Which it is. Fantastic. So we are not putting any acid or any liquid products into barrels at this point. So we just need to pipe in the acid, and then I think we'll be seeing blue circuits turn on any minute. Where is my, oh, there's my belt line for the output. Let's fill that in there. So let's connect up the pipe, and we'll start it from here. And then acid is where? All the way over here. So we need to backtrack a little bit, probably in this area actually. So instead of joining from here actually, we can connect up over here. And we'll just have this go underneath the main bus. And where do I want my remaining acid pipes to go? Let's see, let's move that inserter down. That won't really fit easily, will it? No, so scratch that idea. We will instead put an extra pipeline just to the right of it. Let's have it go here. We'll underground the sulfur. Now I have, I think, a decent bit more room in this line. We just need to connect it up here now, which that will be the tricky part. Maybe we just continue this down actually. Like that, move that underground belt. And then, actually just like that will be perfect. Join up the pipe, and will we see blue circuits turn on? We've seen this turn on. What about the rest? This one is just missing the advanced circuits. Why are these not turning on? Because of lack of plastic. Oh, of course it's missing plastic because I haven't finished connecting it up. And are we now missing plastic from the main bus? It looks like it. Why are we missing plastic? Because basically we have full lube and basically heavy oil. So we need to rework this heavy oil into light oil. And then light oil can go back into petroleum. And basically we just need to do better balancing of the fluids. So let me plop down a chemical plant. And actually I feel like 3 lube plants is like overkill. So let's move this here into heavy into light oil cracking, which I didn't have that in place yet. So I should probably have a pump, which I don't have any engines on me, but I can certainly copy a pump to have bots fill that in. And we'll have some sort of condition on that so that if we have basically more heavy oil than we do the other products, that this will turn on and feed back into basically light oil. So that will become heavy into light cracking. Oh, we need water. Dang. Okay. So let's move this over. Actually, let's keep that there, but I'll just move maybe, there we go. And I probably need a RoboPort over here because I'm not getting anything delivered over here yet. So we can put that guy right there. We should start to see a delivery of things coming in just a minute here. But as for the water, we'll just steal it from these pipes. There we go, there's the water. We'll put in the recipe. And then heavy oil will have come through just like this. Give it power. And then we will also connect this up to some smarts as well. So let's connect that up. It's already connected and measuring the lube and the heavy oil. So we'll have this turn on if, let's see, if light oil, or actually if petroleum is less than heavy. So that makes sense to me. Hopefully we'll see stuff turn on, but this needs to go in first. I probably need to change the pump though. In fact, I'm pretty sure I do. So let me copy this condition. We'll have this go... We'll actually add in the pump right next to the other one. Let me move this guy right there. We'll move a couple of these pipes. Underground here. Actually, underground right there now that I've connected it. And we'll be sure not to connect that because I want the different conditions. So we need to add in one more pipe there. And I guess this lost its green wire. So let's connect this up like that. Is it measuring? Yes, it is. Okay. So that condition is still correct. Is this turned on? It is. So that one is open. So now we just need the output for the light oil, which we can just connect up over here. There we go. And oil refining fixed by that one simple chemical plant. Looks like plastic's getting made again now that we have a resurgence of the petroleum, at least in some capacity. Do I have oil coming in also? I do. Good. Well, with the current condition of plastic, I definitely don't have room to split off any plastic into the other columns of where the plastic needs to go. So essentially we'll just have this one little column of blue circuits working. And even though that's not much, it is better than nothing. So I want to see where those are outputting because I haven't even seen that yet. Looks like it's going into a little box over here. I've got a whopping 15 blue circuits. We will want to connect this up with the main bus though. So let's start to do that. In the meantime, I'm fine with it going into the box just for collection because we will need blue circuits for going into like the different armor products as well. So I will need some on hand. But we can have it kind of go back in on itself to join up with the main bus. And I will give myself a little bit of room and we'll put it just here below the coal line and connect up with the rest of the main bus. So that's blue circuits at least partly done. The last thing I wanted to do before calling it an episode is to work on some concrete production because that is also needed for the space stuff. So for concrete, we are going to need ore, stone brick, and water. We already have a lot of those things right nearby. So I figure let's plop down a couple assemblers. Maybe we can do it in this area here, actually. And really the only question is how are we going to get the water? So let me underground belt after splitting off just the ore from this area here. So we can do that like that, get rid of that pole, move that there is fine. And then this will just become iron ore. We can move that down by one. Suck up the excess, and now we can underground belt the iron ore to this line over here. We can move that guy down, inserter there for the stone brick, put in the recipe, and then as far as water, where is my nearest water? All the way up there. but we'll branch it off somehow. So let me head up there to the water pipes, and we'll probably bring it down through some way. In fact, maybe I should start here and then go up. That's probably for the best. We just barely were able to fit it underneath the steel belt there. Now I should be home free to connect it up with the water line. All right, there's water connected. Let's not forget to fix the power over here to the rubber port. Then we'll go back to the assembler, make sure it's working, and then we'll be in good shape getting concrete slowly built. Now we just need an output, and we can put that into a storage box like that. Give it power. And we can even do an additional one mirrored from it. And then branch off the iron over here as well, like this. Copy the condition there. Although I'm going to switch this side, so it's going to be like that. And then we will underground to this side over here. Input, give it more power. Underground belt the rest of the thing over here. Recipe. Rotate, and we are good. So now we're making concrete. Let's connect that up to the logistic network. We're gonna cap it off at maybe 500. I can't remember how much we need for the rocket silo stuff, but we can copy this condition to that inserter as well, so they'll both be thinking the same condition. And let's just refresh how much concrete. Ooh, we need 1,000. Okay, let's change that to 1,000 for the condition. But there we go. This will work slowly. I don't expect it to be a quick fix, but at least that's concrete built, and that's technically blue circuits kind of built in some capacity. We're now up to 33. That's not going to get us very far. So I think by next episode, we'll need to fix a couple of things, like plastic for one, but looks like it's getting a little bit healthier. We can start to divide that up. But thank you guys for joining me for this episode. Let me know what you think as always, and I hope you'll join me for next episode very soon.